Okay, shalom everyone. That motorcycle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to revisit this topic. I have a Kindle book called The Ancient Black Hebrews, Jacob and His Family. I think I did this earlier, like last year, on my channel. So I'm just going to do this real briefly. I just wanted to show you some other things here. So let me go back a couple of pages. We'll go back a couple of pages. So actually, I'm going to be reading a couple of chapters, not chapters. Yeah, a couple, not chapters, a couple of paragraphs. I'm sorry, regarding this depiction here, the picture of the replicas of the Hyksos or Hebrews going into Egypt with their cattle and their families. So this particular short chapter is going to be talking about the different replicas of the original and how they lighten them up. And we already know that through history. They just whitewash everything they can get their hands on. When it's a great history, they want it part of. They want to be that history. Um, every country, nation, or continent they've gone in, they've killed off the Aboriginal people, assumed the land, their culture, their religion, the whole bit. And it's just a history of the people. It's just their history, you know. They're just born liars and born thieves. But anyway, I digress. So it says Benin, Abanai, Hassan Tomb 3. It says one cannot be so dismissive of the image from Benin. Hassan Tomb 3. They date back to the Middle Kingdom, reign of Cyrus II, 1897 to 1878. It says the tomb belongs to the Kanukhotet, governor of the Oxley Nome. So talking about this um, figure 9 replica of tomb 3 from Carl Lepsius showing much lighter Asiatic and Egyptians. So not even saying that white folks can be Asiatic. Oh God. So anyways, I wanted to show another picture here. Hope I don't get lost here. Um, yeah, let me go to this one here. I'm gonna go here. And I'm going to show you this one. This is tomb number 13 of Kohutep II at Benin Hussein, Hyksos bringing offerings. So this is a Hyksos bringing in offerings into Egypt. Now that photo looked nothing like the photo I just showed you, which is this one. Totally different image. These are much yellow complexion, whereas this clearly shows a dark skin. It looked like they're trying to white it up here. I don't know if it's just a fading or what, but they're just eventually, I say about a couple of years down, about 4, 5, 10 years down the line, they're gonna be all white. Trust me. Let's go back to the Kindle book and the next page. It says the row 3 of the north wall. It depicts one of the most reproduced and distorted scenes of all times. The image is important because the leading theories are that it is of the Hyksos, the Amorites, or biblical patriarchs. All three theories make them persons of interest. This scene of light-skinned and Asiatic giving tribute to Egyptians has been seen by most interested parties several times in textbooks and on the website. And talking about that photo there. Um, It says the Benin or Benai. Let me go back here. All three theories make them persons of interest. The scene of the light-skinned Asiatic gives tribute to Egyptian has been seen by most interested parties several times in textbooks on the web. The Benin Hussein Visual Dictionary has been prepared for Macquarie University in Australia with involvement of Egyptian Ministry of Antiquities. Shannon Collis write for them, introduced row 3 as follows. So this is what she's saying as follows. Two non sorry. Two non-Egyptian men bring animals and offerings to the tomb owner. This detail occurs within the scene of an Asiatic procession on the chapel general views of the north wall. The two men represents a non-Egyptian, have skin painted yellow, large hook nose, and have skin painted yellow, large hook nose, and grayish blue eyes. They wear brightly colored and patterned clothing, speckled in red, blue, and white. The men sport short, pointed beards with cuff mushroom hairstyle. And it goes on to say that Shannon Collis, leader of an Asiatic procession, a detail from the tomb of Complex at Benin Hussein. I'm going to show you that again. When she did her paintings of the yellow Asiatic, being of yellow complexion with green eyes and all this other stuff, hook nose. This is what the original painting here. She totally distorted the picture because it says here the exact same thing. Tomb 13 Kuntek II at Benin Hussein, Hyksos bringing an offering. So she distorted when she did her painting, she lightened up the photos and then gave a description of a totally different race of people. That says, at this point, we have to take, At this point, we have to take issues with the Asiatic being described as painted yellow. The Metropolitan Museum of Art conducted a graphics expedition to Egypt directed by Norman D. Garris Davies in the 1930s. His wife, Nina, made a replica of the image, including row 3. So the picture prior to what we've seen was done by a different painter by the name of Shannon and another person by the Ellipsis was replicas painted from the original. It says, by Norman de Garris Davies in the 1930s, his wife Nina made a replicas of images, including row 3. Below, we represent the two non-Egyptian men in de Garris Davies replica, and we can in no way describe them as yellow. Which you can't. Totally different shade. It's obvious it was whitewash, but anyways, just show you how they take these old paintings from the walls and they lighten them up. And then they put them in the books, they write books, and then they put those ones they lighten up, they put them in the book and represent them as the people, the original people of the land. But we already know that they do that all over. They do that with everything they touch. Goes on to say that figure 10, replica of Nina de Garris Davies, showed the Asiatic were far darker than shown by Lepsis. Let's go back and look at his. Right here. See, Carlos Lepsius showing much lighter Asiatic. Oh, that's just so wicked. But this is the actual painting here. Well, this is also a replica, but it's a little darker. But we're going to get to the actual painting, the original, in a minute. Okay, let's just go. I hope you're not hearing this. I guess so much noise. I try to keep my windows closed so you can hear all this noise. Let this go by. So anyway, we see that it's this replica is totally different and much darker than the prior. It says figure 11, figure 11, Abishai, Amorite chief with Egyptian complexion stone surface shows it is not a replica. So this is the original stone painting right here. So it says if anything, the leader of the Asiatic procession is slightly darker than in the Gareth Davies replica. Neither man can be described as yellow. Figure 12, an Amorite believes to be gazelle tamer. Look at this. Totally different. This discrepancy between the image as it appears in textbooks and the actual tomb painting should be a wake-up call when it comes to blindly trusting images without verifying whether they are original. Wow. Can you imagine in the next decade where these pictures or photos going to be whitewashed completely? Or at least try to whitewash it completely. I wanted to show, let me go back. I wanted to show another photo here of the king sorceress. Because this was during that, this is the king that I spoke of earlier, King Sorceress, during the time of the Hyksos, the Hebrews. I also have a book too that's called The Hebrew Pharaohs of Egypt. So I'm reading through the book by Ahamim Osman, and what they did was, I tell these people, I swear, they took there's a lot of Egyptian photos of or Egyptian statues ingrained on stone, and a lot of the nose was taken off, right? So what he did was, and he had the nerves to put in the book the original stone with the nose broken off, and did a recreation, and he created a nose pointed, and it's so clear that it's an African, but he found a way to kind of point it, change the nose to a different shape. But anyway, I digress. It's crazy. So anyway, this is sorceress during the time that the Hyksos was bringing in their. He was the king at that time when they was bringing in their bringing in gifts and stuff to that into Egypt to the king. Lord have mercy. Oh, go next one. It says the other Asiatic men and the women in the procession are lighter than the two leading men, but they are not yellow either. They are the kind of brown associated with the people of African descent who have some European ancestry. There are comparable depictions of Amorites from Maury on the Euphrates, with intermediate complexion shown in Abraham and his family. It says the best interpretation of the ethnic identity of the Asiatic is that they are Amorites. This is the same broad ethnicity as the patriarch. Who are the Asiatic? Where does the ideal that these images represent Hyksos come from? It comes from the tomb inscription in the published archaeological survey of Benai Hussein exploration. The inscription accompanying the image is given as the year, the 6th Usurin II, the number of Amu, brought by the son of the hot prince Kinhuptek, Amu of Shu, number amounting to 237. And it says here that Benin has seen part one by Percy Newberry. I guess this is source here, page 169, if you want to read that. It says the leader is given the caption, Hag Prince of the Desert, Abishai. Colas has comment that shed lights on both the title and personal name. It goes on to say, I don't know what this means at the bottom, but I just try to read. It says he is given the caption of HK3H3, whatever that is, ruler of a foreign land. Ishab, representing the first recorded Middle Kingdom uses of the title scholar, agreed to a Northwest Semitic origin. And there one goes. And this is what I want to get to right here. So let me go ahead and read this. It says, okay, so it says, the phrase Kakashu, ruler of a foreign land, is where the term Hyksos is derived from. The name Abishai occurs in the Bible, 1 Chronicles 11:21, as one of the three mightiest warriors of King David. The biblical connection of the name is one of the reasons why they are seen related to the Hebrew patriarchs. These kind of names would have occurred among Amorites. Interestingly, all of these Asiatics have black hair, red hair, and pale skin occur among the Canaanites of European type. Hamites vs. Hebrews. This is, we have highlighted now. Mainstream have often presented a lightened version of this image. Even the original complexions, however, can still cause misrepresentation. Sure it can. Even if you change the nose or the features of the people, it's a misrepresentation. You change the lips, it's a misrepresentation. You change the hair, it's a misrepresentation. And even the skull is a misrepresentation or cranial. It says sometimes an image ends where it ends because of more was shown. It would contradict the point being made, of course. If one shows only the brown Asiatic in the same frame as a darker brown Egyptian, it actuates the complexion difference between the Egyptian and the Asiatic, which there was no difference. If the darker brown Asiatic were included in the image, it would show that the Asiatic range of complexion, including darker brown of the Egyptian. Mainstreamers have circulated this misrepresenting image, but so have some in the black community who promotes the idea that ancient Hebrews were not black. We don't have our so it says this is figure 15, a comparison of the Amorites and Egyptian minus the darker Amorites. Comparison of the Amorites and Egyptians. So these are brown, these are like a dark red. That's figure 15. Even those who promote the idea that the ancient Hebrews was black have gone along with the misrepresentation. The image has led them to devise crass equation to maintain their position. They show a dark black person with the caption Hamite and a lighter black person with the caption Hebrew. This is done as if they do not understand that the only difference between two is various amount of European ancestry. We got it in us, true, so we got more in it in us, probably is what he's saying. Or, of course, because of the slave trade, we would have more. So anyways, let's see. Okay, we want this depiction here. And we always try to distance ourselves from the Africans. And even in Ghana, and mostly in the continental period is mixed with European. And of course, we hope over here in the America would be also because of the raping and stuff during the slavery. And of course, we would have a European in us, period. As nasty as it sounds, it is what it is. Because the Most High didn't mean for any of us to mix with anybody. But that's a whole different story. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this. I'm going to read this last little paragraph here. It says, Figure 16, Abishai and Egypt are features of the same complexion. I don't know where he see that at. So I'm going to go back. It's kind of like, I guess he was talking about one of these here. 15, yeah, he's at 15. So I'm going to end it here. So he's saying, Figure 15, this folder here on the last paragraph. For Joseph to be mistaken for an Egyptian, it is likely that he was an Amorite of Abishai complexion. This image is the closest we currently have from Egypt to the appearance of Jacob and his family. The moral of the story: if you know the tricks and ask the right question, you will not need to employ crass argument to support your case. Amen. Hallelujah, brother. So this is the final picture photos. This is the original picture here of the Amorites, or they call Hissos. These are the 8 patriarch Hebrews right here. And these are the Egyptian. And the color's not that much different. That's why they blended in. That's why Yahshua was able to go into Egypt and hide. That's why Joseph was able to. That's why they mistaken Moses and Paul for an Egyptian, because the what happened here? Because the skin color, they had similar complexion. And then too, you see, it's like back in ancient time, people did not describe themselves as color. It was by the nation. It was the nation that they were applied to. There was no sin. He's black, he's white. No, 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 no. But we know that was created by white supremacists dividing people into colors because they wanted to be more superior, wanted to be seen as more superior than the other races. So anyway, we know that was 1800 stuff when they start writing up that dividing folks by color, yellow, black, and brown, and whatever. But anyway, I digress. I just wanted to share that little piece. I think, like I said, I did it. I shared it once before. Once before. So I'm going to probably try to go ahead and end this. My mouse is acting up, like always. So I'm going to go ahead and say shalom and hope you have a good day, and I hope you enjoyed this little 22-minute presentation, I guess you can call it. Shalom, everybody.